10 Best Star Trek: The Next Generation and Picard scenes set in 10 Forward. Star Trek: The Next Generation's 10 Forward Lounge is an integral part of the USS Enterprise D and serves as the setting for some of the show's best scenes. Over the course of TNG's 7 seasons, Captain Jean-Luc Picard Patrick Stewart and his crew come to feel like family, not only to each other, but also to the viewer. The introduction of 10 Forward at the start of TNG Season 2 gave the characters a place to interact with one another outside of work, allowing the show to explore its characters with more depth and reveal more about their personalities. Located on Deck 10 Forward Section 1, 10 Forward is operated by El-Orion bartender Guinan Whoopi Goldberg, who is always willing to offer a listening ear and a word of advice. Guinan gave Captain Picard someone to talk to, and she became one of the few people he would seek out for advice. Since the introduction of 10 Forward, nearly every Star Trek series has featured a bar or lounge of some kind for its characters. Star Trek: Picard even resurrected 10 Forward in the form of an actual bar in San Francisco run by Guinan, of course. When cyberneticist Dr. Bruce Maddox Brian Brophy visits the Enterprise, he declares his intentions to dismantle LT. Commander Data Brent Spiner for further study. This leads to a trial that will determine whether or not Data is the property of Starfleet. Captain Picard agrees to defend Data, while Commander William Riker Jonathan Frakes must argue for the opposing side. After Riker delivers a particularly effective argument, Picard seeks out Guinan in 10 Forward, worried that he won't be able to save Data. Guinan points out that if Data is determined to be property, Starfleet could create an entire race of disposable creatures. It's a vital and poignant conversation that inspires Picard to rethink his approach, leading to one of Star Trek's most powerful speeches as Picard defends Data's right to exist. In The Offspring, Data builds an android daughter for himself named Lal Holly Todd and teaches her how to be human. Starfleet wants to take Lal away from Data, but Captain Picard fights for the android's rights just as he did in The Measure of a Man. Tragically, Lal's programming becomes too complex, causing a fatal cascade failure in her positronic brain. At one point, Data takes Lal to 10 Forward, leaving her in Guinan's care so she can observe the Enterprise crew members. After Lal sees 2 crew members kiss, she sets her sights on Commander Riker, pulling him across the bar to kiss him. Flustered and confused, Riker barely has time to react before Data walks in, hilariously demanding to know Riker's intentions toward Lal. Uncharacteristic chaos is always a good way to break up the status quo of a series and offer exaggerated comedy. When Spock's Leonard Nimoy father, Ambassador Sarek Mark Leonard, visits the Enterprise D to attend a conference, his untreated Ben D syndrome leads to emotional outbursts on board the ship. Eventually, Sarek initiates a mind meld with Picard, allowing the Enterprise captain to take on Sarek's emotions while the Ambassador attends the conference. Before the Enterprise crew figures out the source of the strange behavior among the crew members, Riker and LT, Worf Michael Dorn walk into a massive brawl in 10 Forward. It's a short but fun scene as several Enterprise crew members throw punches at one another. One person even gets thrown into a glass table, while another gets tossed over the bar, and Riker gets knocked down by a punch to the face. 10 Forward wasn't just a lounge on the Enterprise D, it was a place of warmth, reflection, camaraderie, and conflict. Nestled at the bow of the starship with stars stretched across its windows, this social hub became the backdrop for some of Star Trek's most memorable and meaningful scenes. In both The Next Generation and Picard, 10 Forward gave fans insight into characters' vulnerabilities, strengths, and humanity. These are the 10 best scenes set in the galaxy's most famous lounge. 1. Guinan and Picard's first meeting TNG, the best of both worlds. Though their first chronological meeting remains shrouded in mystery, this pivotal scene showcases the deep, almost spiritual bond between Captain Picard and Guinan. While Picard wrestles with his trauma after being assimilated by the Borg, Guinan's quiet presence and cryptic wisdom gently ground him. It's not just counseling, it's a soul-to-soul connection forged in starlight and silence. 2. Data tries alcohol TNG, Data's Day. In one of the more humorous scenes, Data tries alcohol in 10 Forward under the guidance of Guinan. The result? Data's emotionless analysis of intoxication is delightfully awkward. The moment is light, yet it underscores the character's eternal yearning to understand humanity, a theme central to the next generation. 3. Worf's Prune Juice Revelation TNG, Yesterday's Enterprise. A Klingon drinking prune juice sounds like a punchline, but it's one of those iconic 10-forward moments that's burned into fandom lore. Guinan introduces Worf to the Warrior's drink, and Worf's satisfaction with such a seemingly mundane beverage is both hilarious and oddly perfect. It's the small moments like these that humanize even the most stoic of warriors. 4. Guinan confronts QTNG, Dej Q. When Q is stripped of his powers and ends up in 10 forward, Guinan approaches him with a fork raised like a weapon. It's a comedic image, but one loaded with tension and history. Their enigmatic past and Guinan's rare power to rattle Q offers a tantalizing glimpse into both characters' deeper mythologies. 5. Picard opens up after his brother's death TNG, Family. After being rescued from the Borg, Picard sits in 10 forward and opens up to Troy about his psychological scars. He's not the unflappable captain here, he's just a man, haunted and humbled. The quiet murmur of 10 forward, the soft starlight, and Picard's naked vulnerability create one of TNG's most emotionally raw scenes. 6. Ro Laren and Guinan connect TNG, Ensign Ro. Guinan serves as more than just bartender, she's an emotional anchor for many. When Ensign Ro Laren joins the Enterprise, it's Guinan who gets through to her. Their chat in 10 forward reveals the importance of understanding over judgment. This scene is a masterclass in empathy, with Guinan once again proving why she's the ship's unofficial therapist. 7. The Poker Game Reimagined Picard, Season 2 Finale. In Picard, Season 2 ends with a beautiful echo of the old Enterprise days, Picard and his new crew gathered in 10 forward playing poker. The moment tugs on the heartstrings, mirroring TNG's famous final scene. It reminds us that family isn't always forged by blood, but by choice, trust, and shared experience. 8. Guinan and Picard in 2024 Picard, Watcher. The modern-day version of 10 forward, Guinan's bar in Los Angeles, brings a full-circle poignancy. When Picard meets a younger Guinan in Picard Season 2, the setting feels familiar yet alien. It's a quiet, deeply layered moment about trust across time and the power of belief in one another, even when memory fails. 9. Barclay's Breakdown TNG, Hollow Pursuits. 10 forward is the safe space where Reginald Barclay, plagued by anxiety and holodeck escapism, finally starts to crack. Surrounded by the casual comfort of others, he feels alienated, and that contrast enhances his internal struggle. This scene reflects how loneliness can echo even in a crowd, especially aboard a ship of perfectionists. 10. The Final Poker Game TNG, All Good Things. No list is complete without that scene. As the series finale ends, Picard joins the senior staff's poker game for the first time, saying he should have done it years ago. It's quiet, heartfelt, and perfect. The camera pans up as cards shuffle and laughter swells. In that moment, 10 forward becomes more than a lounge, it becomes a symbol of unity, trust, and the family they've all built together. From laughter to heartbreak, philosophy to food fights, 10 forward remains one of Star Trek's most iconic locations. More than just a bar, it was the heart of the Enterprise, and continues to be a